Welcome back to Beyond the Ruin. Over 4,600 years ago, on the barren and sun-scorched Giza Plateau, ancient Egyptian engineers began constructing what would become the ultimate architectural enigma in human history, the Great Pyramid. Standing at a staggering 146 meters tall and consisting of over 2.3 million stone blocks, it was the tallest man-made structure on Earth for over 3,800 years. But how did a Bronze Age civilization, lacking iron tools, pulleys, or even the wheel, achieve such impossible precision? Today, we are stripping away the myths to reveal the hardcore engineering secrets that made the impossible a reality. Before a single stone could be laid, the engineers had to master the earth itself. The foundation of the Great Pyramid is a marvel of ancient surveying. The builders had to level a massive limestone base of 13 acres. How did they do it without modern lasers? They utilized water. By cutting a network of shallow trenches into the bedrock and filling them with water, they created a perfect, massive liquid level. The result is a foundation that deviates by less than 2 centimeters from edge to edge. Furthermore, the 4 sides of the pyramid are aligned to the true cardinal points of the compass, north, south, east, and west, with a margin of error of just 3/60ths of a degree. They achieved this precise true north alignment not with compasses, but by meticulously tracking the circumpolar stars in the night sky. The raw material for this mountain of stone came primarily from a local quarry just south of the pyramid. But cutting solid rock without iron is an incredible challenge. The ancient stonemasons used tools made of copper, a relatively soft metal. To make them effective, they used an abrasive slurry of water and quartz sand. The sand did the actual cutting while the copper acted as the guide. For the harder stones, like the massive granite blocks used in the king's chamber, they used pounding stones made of dolerite, one of the hardest rocks on Earth. Men would spend days relentlessly pounding the granite to shape it. It was an agonizing, slow process that required unimaginable patience and a massive, dedicated workforce. While the limestone core was quarried locally, the gleaming white casing stones came from Tura, across the river, and the massive 80-ton granite beams came from Aswan, over 800 kilometers to the south. Transporting these massive weights was a logistical nightmare solved by the Nile River. During the annual flood season, the water would rise right up to the edge of the Giza Plateau. Engineers constructed giant wooden barges to float these colossal stones downstream. Once on land, the blocks were loaded onto massive wooden sledges. To overcome the extreme friction of the desert sand, workers poured water directly in front of the sledge runners. This precise amount of moisture created a smooth glide track, cutting the pulling force required in half. The most heavily debated question in archaeology remains: how did they raise 2-ton blocks hundreds of feet into the air? Science points to a highly complex system of ramps. A straight external ramp would have had to be over a mile long to maintain a manageable incline, requiring more material than the pyramid itself. Therefore, modern engineers and archaeologists propose a combination of systems. A straight ramp likely existed for the lower third of the pyramid, where the vast majority of the volume is located. For the upper sections, evidence suggests an internal spiraling ramp, a corkscrew-like tunnel built inside the perimeter of the pyramid, allowing workers to haul stones up from within as the structure rose toward the sky. For centuries, Hollywood and popular myth dictated that the pyramids were built by driven slaves under the crack of a whip. Modern archaeology paints a very different picture. The discovery of the workers' village at Giza revealed that the builders were a highly organized, well-fed and respected workforce. They were skilled laborers, engineers, draftsmen, and seasonal farmers who worked on the project during the Nile inundation when their fields were flooded. They were organized into specialized crews with names like the Drunkards of Menkaure or the Friends of Khufu. They ate prime cuts of beef, received top-tier medical care, and were granted the ultimate honor of being buried in the shadow of the monument they built. This was a national project that united the entire country. The Great Pyramid is not just a tomb. It is a masterpiece of ancient logistics, astronomy, and structural engineering. It stands as a testament to what humanity can achieve through sheer collective will, impeccable organization, and innovative problem solving. These ancient engineers didn't have heavy machinery, but they had time, manpower, and an absolute dedication to perfection. As we look up at these ancient stones today, we aren't just looking at a ruin, we are looking at the pinnacle of ancient human achievement. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe to Beyond the Ruin as we continue to explore the magnificent engineering of the ancient world.